1 year ago, we tested these 4 exterior wood finishes on this bench right here. And one of them failed so badly, it looked like Mother Nature herself personally punched it in the face. We're gonna be revealing the results of that test today, but in case you missed the video that I'm talking about, here's some of the highlights. You might be surprised to hear that some of the secrets to the best finishes go way back, like all the way back to the 16th century. So here are some of the common reasons why finishes don't work. He's got secrets that he took to the grave. Just like this bench here, it too probably belongs in a grave. But now I'm gonna sand off this weathered gray layer and apply these finishes that I wanna test out. All right, folks, here are the 4 finishes that we tested. Starting with Total Boat's Halcyon, then we tested Varathane's Spar Urethane. We also tested Rubio Monaco, Minwax Helmsman Teak Oil. There's a few of these finishes that did okay, and some of them didn't do so well. And I think there's a reasonable explanation as to why that did so poorly. Later on, we're gonna give that failed finish a chance to redeem itself, so stick around for that. And we're gonna give you the results of a completely separate test that we did last year. But first, let's take a look at the finishes that did well, in my opinion. We sectioned off each finish into 4 different quadrants. On the seat left is the Varathane Spar Urethane. The left backrest is the Helmsman Teak Oil. The right backrest is the Rubio Monaco, and the right seat is the Total Boat Halcyon. Starting off with the teak oil results, as you can see, it's kind of meh. There's some of the finishes that kind of are worn away. There's some of it still here. I did notice that none of the dry rot advanced. I would have thought that the teak oil would have been like food for the dry rot. And this Varathane Spar Urethane did pretty poorly in my opinion as well. I kind of figured that some of this pitch rising up out of the wood would affect these finishes. There are some spots on this Varathane that are not even anywhere close to where some of the pitch came out. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think happened here. And the next challenger, the Rubio Monaco, did the best in my opinion. The Durogrit are emulsified oil stain beads or whatever. I don't know. It's a water-based stain, but it did pretty well. There's really no color fade for the saddled black. And then on the left side here, prairie green or something. As you can see, this held up pretty well. I'm impressed. And of course, you can see that leaves us with the final contender that, in my opinion, did the worst. The Total Boat Halcyon. It looked so very good when I put it on. I started it off with the Total Boat penetrating epoxy on the first layer. As you can see in this close-up, it definitely worked for the dry rot section. It hardened all the soft spots and held up this entire year. What failed was the Halcyon. As you can see in this close-up, there's some definite delamination happening here. This finish costs right around the same as the Rubio Monaco, and both of them cost more than the others, for sure. The finish that was most expensive looked like it had been through the wood chipper. Now, I'd reached out to Total Boat, and they gave me a possible reason why they thought this finish was delaminating. This is what they said. The first reason this could have occurred is due to moisture, and the second reason due to the wood type. Pine is notoriously tough with knots, pitch, and low dimensional stability. Naturally has lots of expansion and contraction from the weather humidity changes. And I agree with that. Here in Minnesota, the humidity likes to fluctuate up and down. Added this very soft pine wood really tends to expand and contract, and it probably did cause that delamination. I believe if we would have used this on a hardwood, this would not have happened. Have you guys ever had any delamination like that happen to you? And the 3 finishes that actually did perform, I linked them in the comments below. We earn a small commission on anything that you buy using one of our links at no extra cost to you. It's kind of like a win-win way to help us out. What do you think about the finishes on the bench over there?
Relatively disappointed with 3 of the 4 finishes. In fact, my favorite finish performed the worst, I think, initially. I really like the Total Boat finish. I think it was this one, wasn't it, Kyle?
Yep.
You see, she separated out here. You can peel it off your finger. Bummer. This over here was just a cheap water-based urethane, I think, from Menards, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That did better than this.
Yeah.
Just your teak oil, which, I don't know, is not terrible. But this Rubio Monaco, I'm actually quite impressed. Even though I don't like that it's kind of a dull finish. It has held up the best for sure.
Later on, we're gonna give that failed finish a chance to redeem itself, so stick around for that. But that bench wasn't the only thing we tested in the name of science last year. We buried 3 posts 6 feet deep in order to test out some wood preservation techniques. You remember this video? We're running a test for setting posts on a species of wood that you're not supposed to use, in order to see which of these treatments will make the wood last longer underground. And at some point during the video, we're gonna show you which species you should use,
and why it's better than the cedar that you're thinking we're gonna suggest.
It's time to reveal our mystery test. It's green, it's crystally, it reminds me of Breaking Bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are the posts that we planted last year. And as you can see by this close-up shot, doesn't look like anything's rotted, but we're gonna take this shovel and we're gonna dig down a little bit, see if there's any rot occurring. If there's any rot, I'll dig up the rest of them, see what's happening. But if there's no rot on this control, there's probably most likely no rot on anything else. The reason why we dig down about 6 inches is because that's where rot will occur, right underneath the soil level, where there's still a little bit of oxygen, just enough for rot to take hold. Well, as you can see, there's nothing. There's no rot happening, so it's pretty underwhelming. I think we're gonna wait till next year to see whether or not there's any dry rot accumulating there on the surface level. I'm not gonna dig up the rest of them, but I just wanna show off this post wrap. That is starting to come off a little bit off the side, which scares me a little bit because then water and moisture will get down in there. And I don't like that. So we'll see how that turns out. Theoretically, with these post wraps, you could use any type of wood. So I think they're super cheap, like $9 a piece, and they're guaranteed for like 20 or 30 years or something like that. I'll put a link in the description. And honestly, instead of pine, we should have used basswood, because basswood rots the quickest, fastest, and most easiest. So never use basswood with ground contact. But here's where this story really starts to take off. Well, those posts didn't really rot like we expected them to. We're gonna check back in on them again next year. But that finish test, well, we could have just let it end there. As we know, sometimes the best stories have second chances. So I'm about to give one finish the redemption story it might actually deserve. I couldn't let Total Boat go out like that. We can blame it on moisture, or the type of wood I used, or even user error. Or maybe we just needed the right type of wood to test it on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, meet our new test piece, the infamous Stool. Quick backstory is I found this along with its sister Stool at a local thrift store here. You can see this was meant for an interior use only, as it has a very nice clear finish on it. But last year I slapped some duck feed on it so that it wouldn't sneak in the mud, and then Kendal could sit on the stool while he's out there cutting wood. Over the brutal winter of the sun and the cold and the weather and everything else, it stripped away the interior grade finish that was on the stool beforehand. I brought it in, sanded it down, and added some teak oil, penetrating oil finish. And now I'm gonna test this bad boy out. That way we can see what happens to the Halcyon if we put it on the hardwood as opposed to a softwood. Here it is beforehand. While we're waiting for this finish to dry, I want to introduce to you a new piece of merch that we have. It's the K&J Lumber Coffee Mug that you can get in our shop. And conveniently, the link to this beautiful mug is right here below my chin. And I know a lot of you are watching this on your TV, so you can't really click on it and buy it through your TV, so you can scan the QR code with your phone right off the TV. Total Boat says that you need 4 to 6 coats for exterior application. By the next time you see me, this bench will be finished. And here it is after. Look at that, Kendal. I got your stool reveal. I finished it. It's got 6 coats of finish on it.
It's not quite dry yet, Kyle.
Very nice. Very funny guy.
That's cool. That's good. Great.
All right, well, take it. And get
So
out
now
there.
you're gonna since you got the stool already, you're gonna start sawing, right?
I was gonna say, take that stool and get out there and finish those orders for me, because we got tons of orders rolling in after this video shows up. So get it out of here.
I just gotta teach Kyle how to saw. I think that's my new plan.
Yeah. Type in the comments if you guys want to see me on that sawmill. Bye, Kendal.
It's dark outside. You can make me work in the dark? Look at that.
Bye. Yeah. Well, some of these finishes worked well, and some of them didn't. But the real gold is in the video that we showed you highlights from earlier. We packed in finishing tricks that you won't learn anywhere else, methods that make finishes last twice as long, and secrets that separate the 2-year finishes from the 20-year finishes. But here's the crazy part. The secret to outdoor finishes may have been solved over 300 years ago by a man named Antonio Stradivari. Ever heard of him? Unfortunately, his violin varnish recipe died with him. But the clue he left behind could help you protect your outdoor wood forever. All that knowledge plus the Stradivari discovery is waiting for you in this video right here. We'll see you there, brother and sister. I know it's tough. You gotta get off your sofa chair, you're all comfy, and waddle over. If anybody could break it, it will be you.
Well,
That's for sure.
I don't know if the finish will keep me from breaking it.
Going to bed. Tired.